Today we will start next chapter carbon and its compounds. We get to know so many new things through this chapter. In fact, this chapter acts as an introduction to the fascinating branch of chemistry called as organic chemistry. But this year significant part of this chapter is deleted. खरं सांगायचं तर सगळी हवाच काढून घेतली ह्या चॅप्टरची. So, in this chapter, this year we will study covalent bonding in carbon compounds, versatile nature of carbon, and homologous series. Let us study about carbon by revising few things. All of you know atomic number of carbon is 6 and its symbol is C. Atomic number is 6 means how many electrons or protons are present inside the atom of carbon? Yes, 6 electrons and 6 protons. So, if we know there are 6 electrons present inside the atom of carbon, its electronic configuration will be 2, 4, right? Let us think about its valency. Its valency is 4. Let us see how and why. All of you know its electronic configuration is 2, 4. That means 4 electrons are present in outermost shell. It can give away these 4 electrons. But if it gives away these 4 electrons, what will happen? If it gives away these 4 electrons, then its first shell will be completely filled shell and it will attain stable state configuration. Carbon atom will attain stability. But it is not easy to lose these 4 electrons. Why is it so? Because these 4 electrons are present in second shell and there are only 2 shells present in carbon atom. That's why size of carbon atom is very small and these 4 electrons are strongly held by electrostatic force of attraction from the protons present inside the nucleus. So it will require very high amount of energy to remove these 4 electrons, to lose these 4 electrons. So it cannot remove or delete these 4 electrons and achieve stable state configuration by making first shell as completely filled shell. Then let us consider second possibility. There is one more possibility. Carbon atom can take in 4 more electrons to make second shell completely filled shell. Second shell completely filled shell means what is the capacity of second shell or outermost shell here? 8 electrons, right? So it can take in 4 electrons to make a second shell as completely filled shell and to attain the stability. But that is also not possible. Why is it so? Because if it gains 4 more electrons, then total number of electrons in the atom of carbon will be 10, right? 2 in the first shell, 4 in second shell and 4 more electrons. That means 10 electrons. But what is the problem, How many protons are present in the nucleus of carbon? There are just 6 protons present. So these 6 protons cannot exert enough force of attraction on these 10 electrons and hold them together. So instead of gaining stability, carbon atom will lose the stability because these 6 protons cannot exert enough force of attraction to hold together these 10 electrons. Original 6 electrons and 4 new electrons, right? So taking in 4 electrons as well as giving away 4 electrons, both the options are not possible in case of carbon. So carbon never takes in or gives away 4 electrons. Instead of that, it shares 4 electrons with other non-metals. Now what is the sharing of electrons? We will study about this in our next module. Right now, we will not discuss anything about what exactly is sharing of electrons. Okay, we are going to discuss in detail about sharing of electrons and formation of bond due to it, which is called as covalent bond, in detail in our next module. So in short, let me tell you this again. Instead of giving away 4 electrons and instead of taking in 4 electrons, carbon atom shares 4 electrons with other nonmetals which also need electrons. Okay, so its valency is 4. Now let us discuss about existence of carbon on the earth. Carbon is found in Earth's crust in the form of various carbonates, bicarbonates, and in the air around us in the form of carbon dioxide. But its percentage in the form of minerals in the Earth's crust is just 0.02%, and its percentage in atmosphere is only 0.03% in the form of carbon dioxide. Despite of existence in such a small percentage, this non-metal carbon is very important to us both in elemental form as well as in compound form. There exist literally millions of carbon compounds. Till now, number of known carbon compounds is about 10 millions. This number is larger than total number of compounds formed by all the other elements. All living systems, such as human beings, animals, birds, insects, plants of this world, are made of carbon compounds, such as carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, hormones, nucleic acids, etc. A large number of things that we use or consume in our daily life are also made up of carbon compounds. For example, various food items like grains, pulses, fats, fruits, vegetables, sugar, tea, coffee, etc. All these are made up of carbon compounds. Similarly, clothes that we wear. Clothes means clothes made up of material like cotton, wool, nylon, terylene. All these are made up of carbon compounds. Even the dyes we use to brighten and beautify these clothes are made up of carbon compounds. The fuels like wood, coal, kerosene, LPG, natural gas, CNG, etc. we use to cook our food, or gasoline or diesel we use for running our vehicles are all made up of carbon compounds. The materials we use for cleanliness, such as soaps, detergents, and most of the medicines we use to protect ourselves from diseases and ailments, are made up of carbon compounds. Even paper, plastic, rubber, leather are all made up of carbon compounds. How do we know all this? Is it really true? A simple test to show the presence of carbon in any material is to just burn it in air. If on burning a colorless and odorless gas called carbon dioxide is produced, which turns lime water milky, then the given material surely contains carbon in it. So, carbon compounds are literally omnipresent in our lives, and that's why they are extremely important to us and their study is inevitable.